think this may open out a little bit more, not sure, but I've never been to this bit of Germany before. We shall find out shortly. Now folks, just imagine what the views would be like if the weather was clear here. Even on this damp, rather misty day, you can see a reasonable distance actually across the Rhineland there. Amazing. But it would be so much better if we'd had the weather we had yesterday. But there we go, beggars can't be choosers. We're from the UK, so we know how to do this sort of weather. Sometimes you just have to take what you get, don't you? I'll tell you what, already these German road surfaces seem somewhat more familiar to us in the UK. It's gone from those lovely smooth Luxembourgian strips of tarmac to the stuff that we're more used to, the bumpy, rubbishy stuff. I'm glad it's not just us that have it in the UK, but it appears they have it in Germany too. Who knew? But despite the road surface, I mean, just check out this spot. How lush and gorgeous is this? Hope you can see okay. It is raining quite heavily now. I'll give you a little clean every now and then, but obviously it's tricky when you're just riding in the rain. I did try putting the wing screen up just now, but of course no windscreen wipers on this beast, and you're actually looking through quite a lot of water there, so it's actually better with the screen down. Look at that! Gorgeous part of the world. Nothing like a tight wet hairpin. Just check out this ribbon of tarmac going across the Rhineland here. It looks absolutely beautiful, even on a day like this. Looks like we might... oh, come on, let's overtake Ian. Go for it, man. Oh, fair enough. Glad he didn't. Must have spotted the indicator. There you go. That's good observation for you. So sadly, my camera ran out, the battery ran out on the camera, just at some of the best bits of that riding through the Rhineland, which is typical. It was amazing, and it's brightened up beautifully now, it's drying out. But now let's check out the state of my bike. Look at this. Got some serious work to do when I get home. And then also the back of it, oh my word. Look at that. Oh, what am I going to do? I don't know. Anyway, it's time for lunch now. We've stopped in this little town, which I can't remember the name of again. And we grilled some sandwiches from breakfast, which we're going to imbibe, and then see if we can find a little drink somewhere. Just remember, this place is called Mettendorf, which is where we are. That's very nice, it has to be said. So we're not going to the restaurant then?
In a minute.
Yeah, we're going to eat our sandwich.
We'll have our sandwich here.
I was going to have like a little pizza or something.
Did you see the dinner there? Wipe me out.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah. Unfortunately, the battery had run out by then, but cracking ride though, wasn't it? That scenery.
Oh, yeah, well,
that scenery was amazing, wasn't it? I mean, on a lovely day, that would have been
brilliant. Yeah, just because the roads were a bit wet, it was a bit kind of like...
Exactly. But isn't it odd how we have fields and trees and grass in England, but it don't look like that, does it?
No, it's not.
It's the expanse of it here, because there's so much of it.
That white van didn't want you to go past him, did he?
No, and there was a few hills and that, so luckily, did he turn off? Anyway, it was all good. So great ride, right, Sarnie time. Well, we missed our chance to demonstrate our German language skills, but take it from me, they were on point.
Yours were very
And we've gone here, Bitburger Zero, just in case you're wondering. Look at that, Pils Alcohol Frei. Now we had this, something like this, didn't we, in Spain?
We did.
Which was very good. So let's just see what.
A little test to see what it's
let's
like.
see if this stacks up.
Oh dear.
You made a good job of that, Carol. Right,
It's
Ian.
nice.
Ian knows about it. Is it good?
Yeah. He's not going to...
Is it good? Oh, he looks pretty gluckly.
That's not bad.
Excellent.
God, that was good.
Is it?
It is good, actually.
We may have found Biker's friend. Excellent.
Bitburger.
Bitburger.
There we go.
That's good, that.
Right. Schloss. Schloss? No. Schlossland.
No, that's...
Get schlossed.
I feel sloshed.
Get lost or schlossed.
I can't hold my camera and... Oh, well, there we go.
Oh.
We're in.
Cheers.
Dankeschön. Cheers.
Slangevar.
Cheers. That's so rude.
Prost.
Salute.
Oh, that's all right.
That's good.
Cheers.
Alrighty, another little stop done in this place, which I've forgotten the name of, but we're next, something Dorf I'm told. We're next off to Ektanak, which is down south on the Luxembourg border again. It's about half an hour's ride, I think, and then we'll be crossing back into the border, back into Luxembourg, heading back to the hotel. So let's see what this last leg of today has to bring. Well, that was a good little stop, and timed perfectly because it's just about to rain again. We've waterproofed up. Looking at the sky, it looked like it was probably going to go that way. We may outrun it, or we might just get caught on it, but anyway, what the heck. Well, if it's going to stop raining during the day, it might as well stop when you're having your break. So that was all fine. Still very warm though. It's still well, indicated 25 degrees, so at least we dry up pretty quick. And these splendid rucker kit that me and Carol's wearing, I mean, it just keeps you absolutely bone dry. I mean, it chucked it down on us earlier. We were sitting up having that beer, that alcohol-free beer, and we were bone dry again. It just runs off. It's excellent kit. It just shows you kind of get what you pay for with motorcycle kit. That beer, which is called Bitburger, you know, 0% alcohol, absolute winner. Tasted like proper beer, and of course perfectly safe for when you're riding. So yeah, recommend that to the house, the old alcohol-free beer, if you're desperate for a beer, which we were. But of course you don't want to go down the alcohol route when you're riding. It does work. We did something similar for the first time in Spain with these guys, and it was really nice. Anyway, look at that, bit of blue sky ahead. Maybe we're going to outrun the rain. That would be nice. Right, I'm hoping you can see it. Let's give you a little wipe. There we go, is that better? Blue skies up ahead. Feels like the rain's getting less, and the road looks a bit drier. So maybe that's the last we're going to see of it today. That would be nice. Yet another top road, and the surface has improved again, so take back all I said about German roads there. Look at this view, absolutely stunning. Certainly on the mighty wing with its suspension wafting over it, makes for a very comfortable ride. Good to see plenty of white vans about on the road. Oh, what a very green and pleasant land. It seems we don't have a monopoly on that in Blighty. Just to our left is a pretty foreboding looking sky. Still hoping we can outrun that. Oh, more bikes. Let's see if they're wavers or not. Sport type bikes. Not wavers, but then I wasn't waving to them either. I couldn't take a hand off the bars. We'll pretend we all wanted to wave. Sneaky little hairpin there. What a great place to ride. Oh, crikey, some random rubbish. We can get that at home. We don't come here for that. Well, as we wend our way back towards the Luxembourg border, we've come back into this sort of forested area, and these cracking forested roads. It's been absolutely splendid the last couple of miles. On any bike this would be good. And it smells wonderful. Now it's rained a bit through the day. It's properly fresh air smell, and the whole thing is just good for your soul. Alright, welcome everybody to the town of Ektanak, or Ektanakabrook, depending on, thank you, depending on what's correct. Probably both correct. Okay, look how clean and tidy this place is. Absolutely beautiful, well kept, absolutely stunning. Look at it. So thank you Germany for a great little trip today. We've had some wonderful riding, even though we've just kissed the side of Germany. It's been really nice, and I look forward to coming back to sample it in the future. Right, next stop, back at the hotel. Oh, what a splendid square here in Ektanak. A winner. Bit of sat-navery going on behind me. And yeah, look at this, some sort of, I don't know, town hall maybe. Nice brasseries. All the usual sort of stuff. Be great fun tonight here, I imagine. Lovely evening, a few beers, why not? Anyway, not for us, we've got to get back to Luxembourg. Well, that was a nice little town. Shame we didn't know about that, because that would have been a cracking place to do a little lunch on the square there. Very, very nice. Ektanak. Okay, we've got about 20 miles back to Luxembourg City and our hotel. So it's 6 minutes past 5 on a Friday here in Germany, and we're on main road. It's knocking off time obviously, so there's a bit of traffic about now, but even on the main roads it's beautiful here. Quite a pleasure to commute, I imagine, if you're in this part of the world. So this is one of these roads I've come across before in France and places where they have 2 lanes on one side that you can overtake, like now look. You get the chance to overtake this car if you want on these 2 lanes. 1 lane on the other side. And it only runs for a few hundred meters, and then it reverts to the other side, and the other carriageway gets a chance to overtake. So as long as Helen gets a squirt on so I can get past this car. There we go, look, it's changed, so I'm now I've got to pull in soon. So it gives you plenty of warning. And then up here you'll see you get a shaded area, so now you've definitely got to have pulled in. And then it'll be they've got 2 carriages on the other side, if that makes sense. So you don't get stuck in traffic. It just makes a lot of sense. We don't tend to get that sort of thing very often in the UK, but you do get it quite a lot in France, and it appears Germany as well. Right, so we made it back safely to the hotel, absolutely whacked, another great day on the bike, really enjoyed it. Mrs. Fly's gone for a swim in the swimming pool with Helen. I've got to charge me batteries, check out me messages, that sort of thing, do a bit of work. And then it's off into town, into Luxembourg City for a bit of a night out in the town, so really looking forward to that. Alright, so I won't be taking the camera to that, that's me evening off, but I'll catch up with you tomorrow morning when we've got another cracking day's riding lined up. Well, good morning folks, and welcome to day 4 of 5 countries in 5 days. We've already done our 5 countries, but there we go, so that's good. But today we've got a nice ride involved up to the north of Luxembourg, so let me show you the map. Here we go. We're currently based down here just north of Luxembourg City. We're riding up this green tinged road up towards Ducati, which is where we went yesterday actually, but on a slightly different road, coming up this way up to Clairvaux for lunch, and then we're going to be coming down to Wiltz, which is where we're staying, or Wiltz I should say, which is where we're staying at the end of the day. So that's the plan today. Not 2 big miles, quite an easy day on the bike, and should be great. So let's go. Alrighty, we're off then. Starting off with a cheeky little right-hander out of this hotel, which is a bit of a nightmare, but anyway, let's see how this goes. Ian's taking it wide, which is a good call. Right, that was alright. It was a little left turn out of there, which was easier than doing the right, so that was all fine. Alrighty, off to our first waypoint of the day, and once again I've plotted a little route just based on little towns that we can easily drive to that are on the green tinge routes on the actual map. That way we get a nice ride, theoretically at least. I think the first waypoint is somewhere called Waffendang, something like that. Walferdang, something like that. It's only about 3k up here, and it just gets us off the main road again. So we had a top night out last night in Luxembourg city centre, the city of Luxembourg clearly, which isn't that far away actually. It's only about 2 miles, and it is of course the capital city, but it is quite small as well. So there's me thinking capital city, it's going to be busy and hard to get in and out of, but actually it was pretty straightforward. Anyway, we had a good meal and a few drinks there, had a good time. Caught a bus in that was free of charge. All public transport here is free and very efficient and very clean and tidy, so I'm not sure how they fund that, but we approved, so that was great. Weather today, I'm glad to say, much nicer than it was yesterday in terms of no thunderstorms on the horizon. It's 19 degrees at the moment, perfect riding weather as ever, and quite an easy little ride up through some splendid roads to a nice lunch stop. So let's see what the day brings. So that hotel we stayed in turned out to be very nice. Nice bar, nice restaurant there. Friendly staff, good room, nice and clean and tidy. We'll let you know what the costs were at the end of the videos. We'll give you a breakdown if we can of how much this little trip has cost us. So this is obviously one of the little suburban areas surrounding Luxembourg City, residential spot. All very clean and tidy and lovely. And again, the good news with it being a small capital city is you are soon out of it and into the countryside. Whereas if you were leaving in the middle of London, you would be you'd be riding for an hour before you got out of it. Right, wending our way along to the next town. There's a bit of a view up ahead. You won't be able to see it on the GoPro, you never can. It's about time GoPros came out with some sort of system for zooming in. I'm sure it's just around the corner. Although how the heck you do that while riding a motorbike, I don't know. But yeah, up ahead looks very reminiscent of the Chilterns where we live, actually. Oops, sorry officer, just jumped that one. Needs must. I deemed it too dangerous to stop at that point. Now there are these, what I call Austrian style churches. Right, this is more like it. Back onto these big sweepers, which I like. Now the eagle-eyed amongst you may well have been watching this set of videos and seen that I've got the suspension set for just the rider, and of course on this bike you can set the preload electronically, so I can have it for passenger and passenger with luggage like you can on the GS and stuff. I've opted not to do that because actually I find with the extra weight, obviously the bike sits a bit lower, and it just means I can get a really good grip on the ground with my feet, and I've not had any instance where I've noticed the suspension bottoming out or anything like that, or the handling go wrong. I might experiment with that later, but it will raise the bike up a little bit, so I'm sort of erring on confidence of getting me feet down and balancing the bike rather than necessarily efficiency of the suspension. But just in case anyone mentions, why have you only got that set on rider? I know, it's done by design. Another church. Well, this is a belting road. Lovely and cool through here. So much more comfortable than yesterday where it was a sweaty old day all day and a bit damp too. That was the corner that kept on giving. So we're on the road up to Clairvaux now, which is this lovely scenic road. We've seen quite a few cyclists as well. That's always a good sign that cyclists tend to like the same sort of roads as we motorcyclists do. Seems like we're following this valley floor alongside the railway line and occasionally a river as well, which is always good. And this seems to be typical Luxembourgian type countryside, because a lot of the riding we did yesterday was through similar stuff. And given it's a Saturday lunchtime, again, virtually traffic free. It's brilliant. Bit of tunnel action. The Goldwing does have an excellent horn. Crossing the river Sure, S-U-R-E. So slight technical problem. We think there might be an issue with Helen's chain. She's feeling a bit of juddering at low speed, so Ian's doing a bit of roadside repair, or attempting to. We'll see how this goes. In the meantime, I've got a few technical issues with myself. Nothing too terrible, but check this out. GoPro battery, the little tab that you pull it out of the camera with, came off, so I couldn't get it out of the camera. Luckily I've managed to retrieve it using the force of gravity. Anyway, that one's fixed. Let's hope the bike's fixable too.
Go on, keep going, bit faster.
Alright, immediate crisis averted. Ian's applied some chain lube to Helen's chain, giving it a bit of a wiggle and a move around, hoping that's just going to free up what looks like some kinks in the chain, which we're quite impressed that Helen noticed that was feeling a bit rough at lower speeds, and also gave me a chance to swap out that dicky battery in the camera, so that's good news. Right, now we haven't got too far to go. It's just like about 20 miles to our lunch stop. I'm hoping it'll be a nice little town, like that was actually. That was a very nice place. So just as we were stopped there doing some running repairs, Carol took the opportunity to catch up on the news, and it turns out that yesterday in Germany, when we were riding through all that horrible weather in part of Luxembourg we were in, and we skirted Germany yesterday, apparently there was a tornado and 38 people were injured and 1 person was killed apparently in Western Germany. So there was us moaning about the weather. I think we got off very lightly. Hello, look at this up ahead, our first traffic jam of Luxembourg. Well, okay, it's secured traffic in what looks like, well, it's just up to a roundabout, but blimey, no more of that, thanks. Right, are these wavers? Yes, they are. Hello, hello. We've noticed we don't get many waves for some reason in Luxembourg. I wonder if it's because I'm on a Goldwing and it's that old thing. But they don't see me till the end. The guys up front are on perfectly respectable bikes. Bizarre. Do like the cool low hand thing though that you get in Europe. Well, this is rather splendid, having come through a few towns that can at best be described as, well, okay. Suddenly we're back into this lovely countryside again, and we've got our twisty road signs again, which is always a good sign. Right, here we are then coming into Clairvaux, which there's a view off to our right. I don't know if you can see it. Looks absolutely stunning, with its own chateau and some amazing looking churches. Looking forward to this. Just hope we can find a good spot for some lunch. Wow. Well, after what can only be described as an interesting journey, we've managed to find ourselves to Clairvaux, and it's quite difficult to park here, so we've come in this little spot here, which we think is a legit car park, not sure, but anyway, let me show you around here. We've got these incredible chateaus here, and it's all kind of built in this valley, so it's kind of tight and twisty, so not ideal for manoeuvring the Goldwing around. Anyway, we're going to see if we can go and find some lunch now, and stomach's telling us it's lunchtime. So we found ourselves a sunny spot in the centre of Clairvaux. Here we are. What's this restaurant called, do we know?
It's called the
Dallonate, which sounds sort of Italian to me. Anyway, you've gone for a Klausthaler original alcohol-free. How does it stack up with other alcohol-free beers, you know?
It's not very well, actually. It's
Excellent.
good.
Excellent.
I don't think it's as good as yesterday.
And due to the fact that we had some interest last night, I've actually gone for a Fanta, because it's I think that's probably the best that I should do. Less said about that, the better, I guess, eh?
Don't look at me. I was the sober one.
Can't tell you on camera.
She was the driver, so she looked after us, got us in a taxi, so all's well. Thank you, my angel.
We were just sampling some local beverages.